This week on the StarCraft II highlights round for the Collegiate Star League, we'll take a look at UC Berkeley and Georgia Tech's path to the Grand Finals and the schools they faced along the way. First up, the University of California, Davis. Davis, who made it to the playoffs through Qualifier 1 along with UC Berkeley, began the round of 8 facing off against the University of Chicago. As we see here, Game 4 of the series put Bobo the Bear for UC Davis against Ursadon from the University of Chicago in an oddball back-and-forth TVP. Bobo's one-base blink opening put him behind economically after Ursadon fast expanded and managed to defend the blink timing. While Bobo's economy caught up, he was behind in upgrades the entire game. Ursadon's +3 finishes at 27 minutes, while Bobo did not even build forges until 37 minutes into the game. Despite the upgrade deficiency, Bobo landed good storms and traded armies, even while hacking away Ursadon's economy with Zealot run-bys. The 45-minute TVP saw Bobo the Bear and Davis taking the win and the series. Although Davis took out Chicago in the round of 8, they had to face Western University in the round of 4. After the first 2 games, Davis and Western University were tied 1-1, which left it up to Spies and Enervate to try to squeeze out a lead in 2v2. It was a Terran Zerg vs Zerg Protoss, where Western University took a very aggressive stance. The Davis team maintained a strong defense, taking expansions and securing the economic lead, all the while absorbing the wave after wave of attacks from the Canadians. Despite both Spies and Enervate losing 1 base apiece, they quickly recaptured their expansions and maintained that economic edge. Ultimately, Western University pushed into Spies' natural planetary in the 6 o'clock position, trying to break the Davis team. But Spies' bio and a solid Roach-Bane flank from Enervate crushed the Colossus Stalker Roach Infestor army of Ontario. With all their gas-heavy tech units gone, Laughs calls the GG for Western University. Davis will go on to take the series 4-2 and move on to the winners round of 2. Our next playoff story brings us to the heart of the South with Georgia Tech. In a hard-fought series pitting Georgia Tech against the University of Maryland College Park, we saw the 2 East Coast schools trading wins before the Georgians deftly handled Maryland's aggression to take the series to an ace match. The game to watch is Game 2 of the series, where Georgia Tech's Mawson faced UMCP's Roman Dragon in a back-and-forth Zerg vs Zerg. At 13 minutes, Roman Dragon was 22 supply up and showed every sign of winning. He had more mutas, drones, and he still had his queens, while Mawson did not. Constant aggression kept both players from an active third, but Mawson won a great battle near the 19-minute mark, going 24-14 in mutas, securing a comeback with a follow-up battle at Roman Dragon's third base. Georgia Tech showed incredible resilience the rest of the series, defending Hellbat drops and Blink all-ins before Mawson took the ace match against UMCP's Aiden to bring the series to a 4-3 for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech then advanced to the spring season quarterfinals to face last season's champions, UC Berkeley, as we will see coming up. Shifting focus, we now come to Berkeley's view of the playoffs. UC Berkeley, defending CSL champs, would have to face the New York powerhouse Columbia University. The Lions' Benji and Bargak put Columbia in a quick 2-0 lead with effective builds and aggressive playstyles. However, the Bears crawled back in the next 2 games, forcing an ace match. The 5th set, Berkeley's E.G. Suppy faced off against Columbia's Kiri in an exciting Zerg vs Terran contest. Kiri looked to cripple Suppy in the mid-game with a massive Blue Flame Hellion timing. Suppy defended brilliantly, repelling the attack with roaches while sustaining minimal losses. Kiri's follow-up Hellion drops failed to inflict enough damage to bring him back to the game, and Suppy contained his opponent to 2 bases for much of the match. The Ultralisk transition proved too much for Kiri, and Berkeley moves on to take the series 4-2. In the round of 4, UC Berkeley was 1 step closer to clinching the spot in the Grand Finals for a chance in a repeat championship. This time, Southeast powerhouse Georgia Tech sought to fight Berkeley for their own advancement in the bracket. This series was a slugfest, as Berkeley and Georgia Tech traded matches, forcing an ace match. In the ace match, E.G. Suppy faced off against Quantex Masan in a Zerg vs Zerg on Daybreak. The Zergs traded Lings and Banelings in the mid-game as they both rushed towards Mutalisk play. The Mutalisk flocked and engaged each other across the map in a flurry of aerial combat, but Suppy slowly gained the advantage in the Mutalisk count. Unable to keep pace in the air, Masan throws out the GG, giving Berkeley the 4-3 victory. Finally, Davis and Berkeley, the undefeated Titans Qualifier 1, clashed in the winners finals, with the winner of the series moving on to take a spot in the grand finals. In the second game of the series, Berkeley's player Abstinence faced off against ISTVZ in a clash of Bio vs Macron Star Station. Abstinence utilized the agility and mobility of his Marine Marauder tank forces in order to outmaneuver TBZ throughout the game, eventually catching all of TBZ's tanks out of position for a massive game-winning lead. The final game between Berkeley's 21J and Davis's Bobo the Bear had 21J stopping Bobo's Proxy Oracle's detonator tracks, and following up with a quick Biotank counterattack to secure Berkeley the swiftest 4-0 victory in the playoffs. As Davis moves down to the losers bracket, they come to face the Beast from the East, Georgia Tech. Game 4 with TBZ and Remix on Newkirk Precinct began with a base trade situation. Remix and TBZ awkwardly fly their early harassment forces right by each other and can deal considerable damage to each other's base, forcing liftoffs of critical buildings. However, both players manage to stabilize, and TBZ irks out a win by utilizing critical Widow Mine hits against Remix's continued Marine drops. The ace match fell into the hands of Quantic Masan for Georgia Tech and Spanishiwa for UC Davis. The ace match was a climactic battle between massive Roach Hydra forces of both Masan and Spanishiwa, with Masan easing out an edge to bring Georgia Tech to their first CSL Grand Finals. Tune in on Saturday, June 8th at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, to watch UC Berkeley vs Georgia Tech in the Grand Finals on twitch.tv/CStarLeague. More details to be found on our website at cstarleague.com, and be sure to keep up with the CSL for all your Grand Finals coverage by following us on Twitter at CStarLeague, liking us on Facebook at Collegiate Star League, and subscribing to our YouTube page.